You ever fucking your wife in the ass? And people are like, whoa!
Eventually, somebody comes in from mowing the lawn and wants to get a nice cold drink, and they are suddenly drinking your saliva. God, he's such a pussy. His fucking kid couldn't even smoke a shake and bake cigar.
I'll have to run outside and beg someone to show me their uncircumcised dick, I guess. Like a different frequency. Like I hear other voices occasionally come in from your phone. Do you hear that? Or are you
No.
now several different people?
I'm still the same person.
But you don't have like split personality disorder? Like
that I know of? No.
Freshly?
That this personality knows about? No.
I freshly just happened to get split personality disorder last week, and now I'm 7 people.
I just happened to come across I went out to a bar and I caught a light case of split personality disorder, and now I've got 7 of these bad boys I got to deal with.
I mean, God, if there were 7 different versions of you, I'd have to kill them all at this point.
But what if this was the worst one and they were all like somehow better?
I mean, it would be easy to be somehow even slightly better. But
what do I don't know what to do. I try doing different things and they're all bad.
Well, you just gotta try enough things until you finally find at least one good attribute. But yeah, I can't picture, because something I was watching or someone was telling me about is, have you ever seen the horror movie Session 9, I think it's called?
I have not.
It's from like 2004. It's on Netflix now. I've always heard about it. I've seen a bunch of people talking about it, how it's like better than expected. I watched it. It was pretty good. It has the guy from, I think CSI Miami, the like ginger guy with the sunglasses that always takes them off in a dramatic
time.
That dude's in it, and it's weird to see him as like not just that one character.
I don't think I've ever seen him in it.
I don't think I have either, and I think this might be like before the CSI thing. I don't know, but either way, it's a pretty good movie. It like is filmed super weird, and I can't explain it, and it's not even worth discussing. But yeah, there's like, they're in an old abandoned mental hospital, your typical shit. They're renovating it, whatever. One guy finds tapes, he listens to it, and the person has split personality disorder, and it's like a girl at like her 20 or something, and then one of hers is like a little boy, and then one is like an older person, and that's what I picture you. You just like go in and out of, like, there's you, there's a little, let's say, little girl version of you because it's funnier, like an old woman, a mean old lady, and then I don't know what's after that, I guess.
So why are they all gotta be ladies?
Because it's funnier to me.
What about, can one of them be like Tough Guy New York?
No, that's got to be so irritating. I mean, it feels
like
it would be one. Yeah, your 7 personalities are like the 7 voices you can do the best. So we got Goofy, of course.
Okay, so Goofy, Italian tough guy.
But Goofy, like, you really think you're a giant dog. Like, you really lean into it.
Really lean into it, like, yuck, I'm wiping my butt on the carpet. I'm scooting around.
Yeah, you're eating dog food out of the can. You're barking.
But like Popeye, though, because I'm a freakishly large dog, I just squeeze the dog food with my giant dog paws, and I'm like, yuck, look at my muscles.
Yeah, you squeeze the dog food can and explodes all over my kitchen. And I'm like, yeah, that doesn't fucking work. Who thinks the top just blows out and goes directly into your mouth, you fucking idiot? Go back to one of the other split personalities and clean this up.
Yuck, this gives me superpowers. And I start licking it off of everything.
Yeah.
Up to and including you.
Of course. And then I'm like, this better be the dog one, because you know it's the only one I'll accept a romantic relationship with.
No, but I'm like, yeah, I'm a dog. Woof, woof.
Yeah, I'm like, I never want to have sex with this guy, but I'm very glad it wasn't one of the children, because that's a horrible switch.
So wait, there's multiple children? There's only 7.
One of them is that you're several children. It's going to get confusing. Trust me. You're like 4 kids at once that are all crabby. That's the whole thing. You're just 4 kids who are in a bad mood. And
We're in
when
a real bad mood. They would need a nap, and you can tell.
yeah, I love the idea of split.
Oh, somebody needs a nap, don't they? And I'm constantly like, yeah, leave me alone.
Yeah, yeah, it was one of those babies also a New Yorker. It's a culmination of it's four babies, and one of them's baby Goofy, one of them's baby New Yorker, two other unidentifiable piece of shit babies, and they're all upset, and it's so confusing. You're trying to get help.
Hey, I'm walking here. You look up a baby dog there.
I hate that we've created this monster. I also feel like it's the perfect loophole to have way more mini split personality because you get
Oh yeah, because the babies have split personalities too.
yeah, it just splinters off. I take you to like I don't know, mental health hospital. I don't know who deals with this. We take you to Dr. Drew traditionally, and he like takes me aside and he's like, this is the
You
most
talking about my boy Drew Pinsky?
yeah, and also one of your split personalities is Drew Pinsky, and then when you change into that one in front of him, it's just both of you guys being like, "No, I'm Dr. Drew Pinsky," and
No, see, this is the crazy thing. I just can't believe I'm sitting here, Dr. Drew Pinsky, talking to Dr. Drew Pinsky.
yeah, and you think that he would like try to
Love
combat
it.
it in a better way, but he's just like, "No, I'm Dr. Drew," and then
Yeah, like he's just so like no, like not even like he looks like he's got like that angry white guy look on his face that you see sometimes where you're like, oh, you remind me of my dad's friend.
yeah, exactly. But when he finally gets the chance, he takes me aside and he's like, "This is the most rapidly progressing case of split personality syndrome that I've ever encountered." And I mean, I don't love to typically give this medical advice, only in certain scenarios. I think we should fucking murder him. I think the only answer is to murder him.
I think we just gotta fucking take him out. I think he's just gotta go. He's done.
And I'm like, listen, Drew, I don't think you're wrong, but I need to know. You took a medical oath. Is this because you have to kill the other Dr. Drew to ensure that you are the only Dr. Drew? Or is it because at times he's four babies that continue to have split personalities inside themselves? We have to make
All
a
the
chart.
way down.
We have to
It's
make a
turtled
chart.
all the way down.
It looks like a March Madness bracket. It's very confusing. Why are we killing them? I forget, but I'm on board. Let's do it. And then me and Drew Pinsky just take shotguns to your head and just shoot them to a gross extent, like far more than would ever be needed. Because you've been dead for a while, but we have to make sure everyone dies, even baby Goofy.
Not baby Goofy.
Yeah, one of us cries while we kill baby Goofy, but you know what I mean? It's like that meme where it's the kid crying holding the gun. And that's
yeah.
me
Oh
and
yeah.
Dr.
Got it.
Drew.
Yeah, baby Goofy has to be the last one you kill.
Yeah, baby New Yorker's the first one I kill, and I'm gonna take.
Oh
my
yeah, baby
time.
New Yorker traditionally is always the first baby you kill.
But I just keep shooting you. I like the idea of we shoot you, and each time we do, it's like you're like, oh, whatever voice dies, like very over dramatically, and we're like, God, get me to that baby New Yorker, because I hate that fucker. And you're like, no, guess what? It's my version of the Ray Romano voice. Oh, I don't want to die. I don't even remember how to do it anymore.
You'd never get away from me. I'll never tell you where baby New Yorker lives.
And I'm like, there can only be one. There it is. It's back.
No.
Fuck, we've ruined it. We should have never done this. Scrap the whole episode. 150. It's 150, so we're bringing back the Ray Romano voice, folks. Everyone has asked to never hear it again.
We've been getting flooded with requests to never do the Ray Romano voice. Ray Romano himself sent us an embiggened email saying that we need to never do the voice again. He was like, please, boys, don't do... I don't know what that was. That sounded like some kind of hellish monster. You talk now.
That's when we clone Ray Romano, and it goes terribly wrong.
Oh, it goes so wrong. I love you, Danny. It's like, oh, God.
Ray Romano was getting into the one teleport. What the fuck is the word? Teleportation? Is that the
teleportation?
Word? Holy shit, we can't do this anymore. Yeah, teleportation machine. I don't know what I was trying to say. And then, I really fucked this up. And then in the other one, like a slug gets in, and then we have a real fly scenario, and it's a Ray Romano and a slug, and it
No,
shouldn't exist.
I'd like to think it's like a weird. No, as Ray Romano gets into one and Jeff Goldblum as the Fly gets into the other.
Is it the Fly when he's just like not super advanced, but like barfing, like that scene where he like spits all the
Pretty much. So he's just gross, and then he's like, "It's me, Ray Romano."
Yeah, and all he does is like a lot of Jurassic Park lines, and you're like, really? This is like a Fly scenario. You should be doing the Fly stuff. You should be doing that naked squat that he does. You should be doing. I don't remember enough other references to the Fly. It's pretty much just
he's
super
like
gross.
life finds a way, and you're like, no, it doesn't. And then you got to put a shotgun to that thing's head.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you have to. Like that's
Ray Fly Slug Romano Bloom.
Oh, I hate that. I don't even know if that does it justice. People are going to want to see that.
No, it's not gross enough.
No, not the things we've seen Ray do. And that was before he transformed, am I right?
And that was before he turned into the Ray Fly Slug Romano Bloom.
Yeah, we've been getting letters about the Ray Romano voice from all of the cast, the living cast.
From all over the world, if we can be honest.
Well, specifically the cast of Everybody Loves Raymond. And we got Roberts, and we immediately threw it away.
The living ones.
We don't respect them. Well, we got a couple dead ones, too, which was very...
Yeah, we got the grandparents somehow. It was like the last thing they did on their deathbed. They're like, and the last thing we want to make sure is that we're never embiggened to be used in a parody by the Dapper Dads. And people are like look it up, and it doesn't even exist yet. And they're like, what?
Yeah.
What was Young Frankenstein and Doris Roberts talking about?
Yeah, Young Frankenstein and Doris Roberts. Yeah, you know that man's name, Young Frankenstein? But yeah, it's very it's eye-opening to receive a letter from a dead person dated years ago. That's like, hey, don't
stating that you shouldn't do something you just thought of.
Yeah, like, how did they know? Couldn't they have used their powers for something better? Because they didn't stop us.
I get a knock on my door. Ding dong. I don't know why the knock said ding dong, but let's move past it.
It's just someone outside screaming ding dong because they don't like touching shit.
Oh yeah, well, you know, it is the times. You just gotta stand outside someone's door and scream ding dong when your food's here.
God, I can't wait to have to come to your house for something, and I'm just standing outside screaming ding dong, looking like Sling Blade, never ringing the doorbell.
Ding dong, ding dong. I refuse to open the door on purpose just so my neighbors have to stare at you through their windows.
Because you know traditionally how when I come to your house and I know it's just you, I aggressively ring your doorbell as much as I can until you get to the door. And that's me.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I bet you miss it. I'm going to do it, and then you're going to open the door, and there won't be anything there.
And I'll be like, ding dong.
And there won't be anything.
Ding dong.
And then you see me like
ding dong
in the bush next to your door, but I'm not like even hiding very well. It's just my fat ass hanging out of the bush, and you're like, "Is that
your
you?"
Legs are just kicking.
Yeah, my legs are kicking. You can identify me by my tattoos. There's no doubt in your mind that it's actually me. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, I'm like, is that you, Drama? And you're like, no, I'm a ghost.
I'm the burning bush, which I think is a Bible reference, which I totally get. So obviously it couldn't be me. Drama, not me. It couldn't be Drama. It's not Drama. It's Goofy.
It's not Drama. It's me, Ray Romano, baby.
It's me, Young Frankenstein's dad. Or wait, not Young Frankenstein's dad. Yeah, I don't know who the fuck that is, but he's for sure dead.
Yeah, they're all dead. Everyone's dead.
Yeah, the entire cast of Everybody Loves Raymond is dead. You heard it here first.
Oh,
folks.
Not the boys. The boys can't be dead.
The boys, it was a murder-suicide. That already happened.
What about the daughter?
Drug overdose. You hate to see it. You hate to say it.
Oh my God.
I felt really
Deborah?
bad saying that.
What killed Deborah?
Just the sheer shock at what's
sheer
happened.
Horror of watching her children do a drug overdose and murder suicide.
Yes, her children, not her TV children. I think she just died from too much of Ray Romano's voice. You know what I mean? Eventually,
Too much
I feel like
Ray
it gives
Romano.
you a brain aneurysm.
A lethal amount of Ray Romano.
Yeah, especially imagine how many takes they had to do, and he had to say something stupid, some joke with canned laughter. That'll drive anybody crazy.
I thought that was filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Yeah, but there's always cans, man. Come on, we can
I
it
mean, you got to
up.
can a little bit. You think
Try
they
not.
were filming? Do you think they're able to crowd in a whole studio full of people for every taping of Ray Romano?
I mean, I would love to see a live Ray Romano. You know what I mean? Love everybody
I think they
live.
did one.
Live, everybody loves Raymond. You're in the crowd. I bet he did like warm up material. You know what I mean?
Oh, and I bet it was bad.
Oh, I bet it was super weird, like dad jokes. Yeah, I don't know, because you can't even like.
No, not even that. He just comes out. What? God. Okay. So what year? What time frame was Everybody Loves Ray really hot? Like what years?
I feel like probably like mid '90s, right? 96, 97, maybe.
Okay, so picture like Ray Romano. Picture like you're at a live taping of Everybody Loves Raymond. Ray Romano comes out and he starts doing like a bunch of anti-Clinton, pro-Palestine stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is like, he can't really get into anything because it's fucking Everybody Loves Raymond. There's probably children in the crowd. But imagine if he just comes down and he's like, "You ever fucking your wife in the ass?" And people are like, "Whoa, hell yeah, this is tight." And then they're like, "All right, time to film." And then he's like, "Oh, da da da, whatever dumb storyline this is. I like to spin my ring, and one time I spun it into the air conditioning vent in the hotel room, and I couldn't get it. And I tried to see how long it could be until Deborah noticed that my ring was gone. And then I got hit on because I'm so handsome. And fuck, that took a lot."
Yeah, I feel like yeah. You feel you. I can see you. I can feel you burned out. How are you? Are you fine?
No, I think my eyes were crossed during that whole thing. I don't even know if I was here. I
your
had an out of
your
body.
brain crossed somehow.
I had an out of body experience, and it was just me pretending to be Ray Romano, referencing whatever episode it was. Jesus, yeah, we got to do something, baby. It's episode 150. It fucking
Yeah, let's get to the
sucks.
goddamn promo already.
No one needs the promo. It's 150. It's not supposed to be like this, man. I had big dreams for 150. It was gonna be different. We were gonna have the monitor.
We were going to have the monitor. We were going to do things differently. It was going to be a throwback episode.
Yeah, clip show. Roll the clips from a better time when we were in person.
Were we going to do a clip show?
I don't know. You think I feel like fucking doing a clip show? I did a clip show for the best of whatever, 2019, and I'll never do a clip show again until we get these interns and they're not all dying or filing lawsuits. Class action
Or
lawsuits.
murder-suiciding themselves, traditionally.
Right. That's what the autopsy says. It's just me. I just wrote murder-suicide on it. They're like, I don't even know. This is just a piece of paper that says murder-suicide. I'm like, is it? Or is it the official coroner's autopsy report? And they're like, no, it's not. This isn't even a coroner's office. This is a DMV. And I'm like, is it? Because I think all government buildings are the same to me. And they're not even big at all.
I think I can go into any government building and flash an ID I got at a different one and get what I need at this one. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I'm going to flash my FOID card here and you give me a driver's license.
I don't know whose grease I got to palm. Whose palms I got to grease. No, fuck it. I don't know whose grease I have to palm. You give me grease, I'll put my fucking palm in it to get things done.
Give me grease,
I know how
I'll palm you.
I'll fucking shove my whole hand in some old grease that's like real thick and it's like a slow press down. Like I'm putting my hand in Crisco and it turns someone on, I'm sure of it.
Oh, yeah, no, I was going to say, I got a wiggle when you said that.
You gotta just imagine like a big like coffee can thing of grease and me just slowly pressing my arm and forearm down into it. And then I just pull it out and it's nasty. And
just
then
a bunch of slurping noises.
Yeah, some of the largest slurping you've ever heard.
Yo, I just like I wish there was another way to describe it, but like a man with his arm in a thing full of Crisco.
Oh, burp! I completely snuck onto my body.
How's that Jimmy Dean burp treating you?
It's not bad. I don't know what that burp was because I didn't anticipate it. I don't know if I've ever had a burp just literally fall out of my mouth. It was startling, but that's how we do it for 150, baby. We do it big and we do it right, and except none of this is right. Nothing about this is right. It's horrible and we hate it.
Nothing about this is right. We're supposed to have a good time at church on Sunday, and now it's a bad time.
Yeah, we both literally just woke up not that long ago, and we've been muttering to ourselves different things. Like, go to
We're told that life is good.
www.thedapperdads.com or something. There's stuff there. Who gives a shit? It's episode 150. We're giving up. Go to patreon.com/dapperdads. That's still cool. We still like that sometimes.
Sometimes.
Go to fucking, goddamn it. Who even cares? The phone number, 402 7 Dapper, baby. That's 402 732 7737.
7737.
Okay, we can't say it together because that was just
not
that was,
apart.
Yeah, we can say it together if we're in the same room, but yeah, that delay just made the most confusing long phone number I've ever heard.
Nobody calls it right. Everybody's getting weird phone calls, and they're like, "Is this the Dapper Dads? Who the fuck keeps calling me?"
Yeah, this is, people are like, I guess for episode 150, since it didn't go how they had planned, I will call in for once. So what was that number? 737-737-737-737. And then someone in Saudi Arabia is like, please stop calling me. What are the Dapper Dads?
Please stop calling. It is a violation of our country to call this much. No, it isn't. Where's the Dapper Dads? Are doing a bit. Which personality is this? Is this guy who pretends he's in Saudi Arabia so he doesn't have to take my fucking phone call? I love you, Sliff.
What an oddly specific split personality to have. Yeah, this one is just guy who pretends to live in Saudi Arabia so he doesn't have to take my phone call. And if the conversation doesn't revolve around like a phone call, I really don't have anything to offer.
Every time you pick up the phone, he's like, "Oh, I'm in Saudi Arabia. This is costing me so much. Oh, this is so much money. I can't do this."
Yeah, and you're like, why do you even answer? And you're like, oh, I don't know.
Oh, it could be an important phone call. What if this was an important phone call? You would have told me by now.
Yeah, you should lead with that it's an important phone call. Or call me collect, and when it says the name, you say Bob had a baby eats a boy. Right? Have we referenced that on here? Do you know what that is?
No, what is this?
Bob had a baby eats a boy? You don't remember those commercials?
No.
I don't know what it was for. I want to say Geico, but it's super old. And it's a guy.
Bob had a baby Easter boy?
Yeah, what are you getting? Bob had a baby Easter boy. No, it's... Oh, God, that laugh made me... There's something slimy in my throat because of that laugh.
Yeah, welcome to my... Oh, God, get that Jimmy Dean out of there.
Holy shit. Things are just coming out of my mouth that I'm not prepared for. I don't mean the words. I'm never prepared for those. I mean that burp followed by that weird phlegm that like just slid up my throat and out of my mouth, and I had to spit in my coffee cup. Because I had to stop spitting on the floor in my house because apparently it's a whole fucking problem. But,
excuse me, it's your house. I think you can spit where you want.
Yeah, and then you get a spit jar, and like no one's thrilled about that. But it's...
Oh yeah, no. So you can't spit on the floor, and then when you spit in the jar, people complain about the jar. What are you supposed to do?
Right, and they let me have the jar until I spit on the outside of it so much that it got real slippery, and I dropped it, and then...
Oh, until the jar is so full that it can't be picked up without spilling.
Right, I dropped the jar and it was full of spit and it went everywhere. And I don't know what's more upsetting, if you walk into a room and I've just been actively spitting on the floor regularly, or you walk in and there's broken glass and like an absurd pile of just saliva and glass, and I'm like, I don't even know how you clean that up. That saliva's gonna stick to the broom. Like I can't sweep up the glass. You know how sticky and slimy my saliva is? It's weird. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, I'm going to 100% say that it's going to be worse to find a spilled jar of your saliva because, like, okay, if you're spitting everywhere in a large room, like, yeah, it's everywhere, but, like, it's, like, you're not seeing it in one spot, you know? A big jar of your spit is going to stink. Let's be honest. A big jar of anybody's spit is going to stink. I think a jar of anybody's spit is going to stink. If it's just been sitting out for a minute, it's going to stink.
I never pictured it to be that smelly. I'm sure there would be a scent, especially with what I put in my body. But
I'm sure it's going to be much different than what you're imagining.
Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's I'm literally looking at a jar right now. I could do this. and I could probably fill
Don't
it
do
up
this.
faster than anyone thinks.
Please don't do this.
I found a new quarantine activity. It's just me spitting in a jar until my loved ones leave me.
I'm going to beg you to not spit in the jar.
What if I keep the jar cold? Not cold, but cool. Maybe
I
cold.
also hate that because how are you keeping it cool?
I mean, what the fuck do you think? I'm putting it in the refrigerator next to the condiments. And it's eventually getting mixed up, and someone squirts my saliva onto their big, juicy Frank's hot dog.
Eventually somebody comes in from mowing the lawn and wants to get a nice cold drink, and they are suddenly drinking your saliva.
Oh my God, could you imagine reaching for a delicious Gatorade like a fucking commercial and you accidentally grab my Gatorade bottle that's what I've been using to spit in and you knock it back, you're covered in sweat, you're exhausted, you need that hydration, you need those fucking electrolytes, and then you pour it back and it's my cold collected spit into your mouth.
Fucking Christ.
I think
The whole reason I thought of that was because there's a story in my family about how my grandma would like make her own broth and she would put it in jars in the fridge. And my grandpa came in from mowing the lawn one time and thought it was like a nice cold bottle of iced tea in the fridge. And he started chugging it and it was like beef broth. So like, cause like one of the things you told me a long time ago that's always stuck with me, that's an analogy that I use with people, is like you're out to eat with your friend, you have water, they have Sprite, you take a drink of their Sprite thinking it's water and it tastes like bleach.
Yeah.
Yeah, so picture you're mowing a hot lawn, you come inside expecting a nice cold drink of iced tea, and you get beef broth straight to the head.
I would probably have to throw up or something. That would be, probably the most shocking scenario. It was also funny because at first I couldn't understand what you said, and it sounded like you said your grandma made her own bras. And then I got pretty quickly that you can't put bras in the fridge, and your grandpa definitely couldn't drink bras. And why would he think bras are iced tea? This is crazy.
This is insane. Why would anybody think this?
So I got that it was beef broth, but I do like the idea of you're like, there's a story in my family, and it's that my grandma made her own bras. That's the whole story.
It's that my grandma made her own bras for her big honkin' hooters because they couldn't be contained by store bras at the time. They didn't make them that big. My grandma had the biggest boobs in town.
They're one fucking city block of boobs.
They were a whole city block of boobs. Can you believe that?
As a child,
they had to put a skywalk over my grandma's boobs.
Just in the cleavage. As a child, I used to look up when she'd pick me up and go, those might just be the biggest fucking boobs that ever existed. Because I think it's clear to everyone that we're obviously referencing something else, which is available at patreon.com/dapperdads. But what I didn't get to say is, as a kid, looking at things and assuming they're the biggest version of that thing because you don't have enough world experience, I always picture a little cigar in my mouth too. Like, it just might be the biggest fucking pair of tits that ever existed.
Like the teensiest little cigarello you can buy for a little kid?
Yeah, I look like Boss Baby. Does Boss Baby smoke a cigar? I'm going to guess no.
Oh, hell yeah, he does.
I'm going to guess no because it's like a children's film, right? It's not a gritty.
Yeah, it's like a big no-no. I think he's got a bubble pipe at one point.
I mean, you have to. Like, you got to have something. Like, I get it. You don't want to teach babies to smoke because then it's going to be like fucking crazy when they're bumming cigarettes off you. That's the only big problem. But how can you have a boss baby without a cigar? I just don't respect it.
You can't be a boss without a cigar. That's why I don't respect my boss. I never see him chomping on a big cigar till it's like so wet on one end that you're like, there's no way any smoke is passing through that thing. He's just like, it's basically turned the end of the cigar into chewing tobacco.
Right. Traditionally. I don't respect a man. I don't respect a man until I see that he's smoking a cigar, and because of some of it has exploded, and the tip of the cigar is comically like frayed, and his face is covered in soot, and he has an expression of pure shock,
bewilderment.
Yeah, that's the only man I respect. Because did cigars explode, or did you hear something so shocking that it exploded a cigar? Think about what you would have to hear or see to explode a cigar.
It would make a cigar explode?
Yeah, it would have to be like shocking, life-changing, life-altering, life-ruining. We cannot fathom how cigars would explode. If you know, please call us.
I was just trying to figure out how a cigar would explode. I'm trying to figure out what I could hear that would make a cigar explode in my mouth. And I think it would be... What?
What?
What did you just say?
I think I started to say I mean, because I was going to say I mean.
Oh, it sounded like you said onion, and I was like, onion? That's what it's going to take for a cigar to explode in your face? Is someone to just look at you and go, onion?
I say onion, and your fucking pillow explodes. I'm like, yeah. The only problem.
Like, stop saying it. There's shit exploding around me right now. My
onion. Yeah. The only problem with
I just gotta start running. Everything's exploding. I'm like into the giant long diagonal pathway to my buddy's house. It's the only safe place.
Yeah, the only problem with saying onion is you don't get to choose what explodes, but something does explode. It's like the classic, I'm going to say paradox just because I never get to. If it's wrong, please don't correct me. The classic paradox of would you press the button and you get $1 million, but it kills somebody. Not someone you know, but it kills somebody. You might not ever see them. You might not ever be affected by it. But would you kill someone for $1 million? And you're like, why can't I press the button yet? I don't give a shit. Let me press the button. I'm poor.
I don't care.
I'll kill a bunch of people. People I know for $1 million. I'll do it for way less.
I'll kill you.
I'll kill you right now. I'll kill you on the fucking button. I'll use your fucking throat to press the button, which is going to be confusing. And I wish I would have picked a different body part. But here we are. Let's go. Give me the money. And I forget what I was initially saying.
Give me the money. I'll kill anybody. I'll kill your whole fucking family right now for a quarter of this.
I'll kill your baby in front of you. And if you don't have a baby, I'll kill your wife for not giving you a baby like a woman should. Am I right? Not only am I a murderer,
and then if you don't have a wife, I'll just kill Boss Baby in front of you.
Yeah. And it's going to be, when I take the autopsy paperwork to the DMV for filing, it's going to say lack of cigar, cause of death, lack of cigar. First, historic.
In a baby, they're gonna list two things. One, lack of cigar. Two, SIDS. Three, whatever else babies die from.
Shaken baby syndrome.
Shake and bake?
Yeah.
Shake and bacon syndrome?
Shake and bake is the leading cause of childhood death. It's too crispy for their tiny little stupid throats, I think.
Shake and bake is too bold and flavorful for babies' unrefined, shitty palates.
Yeah.
And so they die if they taste shake and bake. Shake and bake, not recommended for babies.
Yeah, we need to get this out there because, I mean, Shake and Bake will tell you, but they don't put enough money into PSAs about this. My firstborn was taken due to Shake and Bake. I was just trying to have some nice breaded chicken, mashed potatoes, a little bit of corn. I was planning to mix the mashed potatoes and the corn together. And I turned around, my baby was dead on the ground because of Shake and Bake.
I think that the real way to test if your baby is going to be a true boss baby is to put Shake and Bake in their baby bottle.
That's true. I thought you were going to say Shake and Bake in their cigar.
I mean, a real man rolls a cigar and Shake and Bake. But that's how babies die, is you give them the cigar, you give them the Shake and Bake formula, they drink it, you think they're tough, you go, my baby's a boss baby! You roll their cigar and Shake and Bake, they smoke it, they die because they weren't a true boss baby.
Oh, you hate to know that was your genes, that you made that little worthless piece of shit.
Yeah, you hate to
stand
know.
up to smoke and Shake and Bake.
Yeah, then you got to blame your parents for being so weak that they produced a shitty offspring that produced a shitty baby that couldn't smoke Shake and Bake.
Yeah, you spiral out of control. You're drinking all the time. You're flying off the edge. You can't go to work anymore. People in the office are like, what happened to Slim? And it's like, oh, you didn't hear? His baby was a little bitch and it died because it couldn't smoke a cigar full of Shake and Bake. And they're like, oh, that has to hurt. God, I'd rather have
his baby
cancer.
Was a little pussy who couldn't smoke a puff of Shake and Bake and he died. Oh, man. Can you imagine being you're just in your cubicle and all 30 of your coworkers are crammed into the cubicle next to you
Yeah,
to
like,
the point where the
kind of.
walls are like pulsing and you think like it's gonna burst.
Yeah.
And you just hear them all talking and they're all in there and they're like, God, he's such a pussy. His fucking kid couldn't even smoke a shake and bake cigar. God, that baby was such a little bitch. Yeah, he's a cunt. His kid can't even smoke a cigar with shake and bake on. What a fucking failure.
If I was that guy, I would kill myself because my child was such a worthless fucking loser. And he can't be much better, right? Could he even smoke a cigar with shake and bake? I doubt it. And you're just like...
He can't be much better. Imagine the woman that he had to sleep with to have that baby. But the baby had fetal alcohol syndrome.
I bet the woman...
Oh my God, you people are monsters.
I bet the woman died of grief after that kid died real stupidly. Just like, Jesus.
Oh my God, can you imagine having to live with just him and not like a kid to distract you from all the horrible shit in the world? I would just kill myself too.
So yeah, folks, what we're trying to say is understand shake and bake kills babies. I drove by a car like a couple weeks ago, whenever it was, and I looked to my right and they had a like one of those like ribbons like they have for breast cancer or bringing the troops home and other shit, and it just said shaken baby syndrome. And I laughed and I laughed and I laughed. Like, I could not stop laughing because I'm like, obviously it's probably a problem, which it seems crazy because, like, that's one of the things, like, I don't know, this might be a hot take. I don't know if we need a ribbon for a thing like, you just don't do it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
SIDS is like, who fucking knows? It literally is just sudden infant death syndrome. Who fucking knows?
Yeah, like, there's nothing
like,
you can
crazy.
do.
Yeah,
like, it just happens.
You just walk in and your kid's upside down in the toilet, dead from SIDS. And you're like, Jesus Christ, it really does just happen however the hell it happens. But shaken baby syndrome, you just don't shake the baby.
You just
know
don't
what I mean?
shake a fucking baby. It's not that hard.
Like, I don't know if we need ribbon brand awareness magnet on your car. And I understand this probably comes from a place of someone who was affiliated with a baby that was shaken to death, which is very unpleasant. But I think your average person is probably like, there's a couple things I'm not going to do this baby, and up high on that list is just shake it. Like, I'm not even going to shake it a little bit, like comically. Like, look at him, he's running away, because I don't even want to come close to it. It seems...
And I don't want to be this guy, and I don't want to be this guy, but maybe, just maybe, don't fuck people that you think might shake a baby.
I mean, that should be, yeah, you got to have some standards, and if at least one of them, like, I think you can look, I don't like to judge people, of course, but
I don't like to shoehorn individuals into little boxes.
No, but you can look at some, I'm going to go ahead and say men, and know that they might shake the baby. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you
there's just a certain type of man that I know, we all know, several types of them. And you just look at them and you think that person will shake a baby, and I should not fuck that person.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. And we all know we're talking about me. I'll shake the baby. 10 times out of 10, I'll shake that fucking baby.
You'll shake the baby, and then you'll throw the baby.
But my thing is,
then you got to catch the baby.
I'm not going to shake it like real, like, this is one of the times I feel like we need to be together. I'm not going to do like a big long shake. You know what I mean? I'm not going to pick it up and like shake it up to my head and then down to my waist and back and forth. I'm not going to shake it like that. I'm going to shake it real compact, like a martini. Just real tiny, quick shake. Maybe over my shoulder with a smile like you're supposed to. And then I got to hit the baby to make it come out. I don't know. Now I'm just making a martini out of a baby.
I think you're just trying to have a drink. I think that's what you're trying to do.
And maybe people should have more drinks and shake less babies. I forget what side of the conversation we're on with this, but don't shake the baby, I think.
Drink more, shake babies less. And by less, we mean not at all.
Yeah, ideally. I mean, you could probably shake it a little bit. I picture that you really have to shake the fucker, but I understand that that's probably not the case at all.
Now, maybe this speaks to my ignorance about shaken baby syndrome, but, like, can you, like, just, like, what if you're, like, bouncing a kid on your knee? Like, can you bounce a baby on your knee?
That feels a lot like shaking, right? And I would totally do that.
Right, because, like, I know you can bounce a kid on your knee, but, like, if, like, okay,
you can bounce anybody
if, like, a baby
if you try hard
if a
enough.
baby, like, needed a burp or something, and I like put it on my knee and like gently bounce, like gently, like as if it was like a bag of flour that was like, but it was like flour and rice paper, and like it was very delicate, and I just had to bounce like it was like when you go to Popeyes and you get the gallon bag of fruit punch, and you're like, how the fuck am I supposed to transport this home?
You know what? That's exactly what babies are. Basically, is a gallon bag of liquid.
A gallon bag of liquid from Popeyes, and you think, why the fuck is there a spigot on the side?
And you're like, where the fuck is my biscuit? Why'd you think I got the gallon of liquid? I need it for the biscuit.
Because I need a gallon of liquid for each fucking biscuit, these dry little babies.
But yeah, so you're saying you could bounce that bag of...
But that's what I'm wondering is like if like so like am I like sitting on my couch gently bouncing my baby if it needs to burp or something, and then someone comes in and they're like shaking, he's shaking Baken the baby, he's shaking the baby.
Well, imagine if you were like left alone for the first time with your child, and everyone's fear is that you're gonna fuck it up, and then yeah, you're just like casually bouncing it, and then your wife walks in the door. She's fucking hot, biggest boobs I've seen since your grandma, and she goes, "What are you doing?" And then you look at the baby and you realize that it's dead, and you're like, "Oh, I was barely even tapping my foot." And they're like, "Yeah, that's how it happens. That's shaken baby syndrome." And you're like, "Oh my god, I can't believe."
See, that's what I'm saying. So like, can I like tap a baby on my knee if it needs to burp, or like will that shake it to death?
I'm gonna Google. You ready? How hard do you
be careful with this one
to shake a baby? It auto popped up, so I'm not the first person. Okay. And I like how my initial point was we don't need all this information about shaken baby syndrome, and now we're going to get down to the bottom of shaken baby syndrome.
We're going to figure this shit out.
It turns out I was immediately corrected by myself, and that you do need more information. Here's a fun fact. An infant's brain has a higher water content and less... Oh, fuck. Shouldn't have read this. That's a word I've never even seen before. It doesn't even look like a word. I'm passing over it. Less something than an adult brain, and is more gelatinous and is easily compressed and distorted within the skull during a shaken episode.
What?
I don't know. There's a lot of weird word choices, like gelatinous and distorted. The brain. Yeah. So I shake this baby, and its brain.
The brain of a baby is gelatinous and donkey-like and retarded.
Yeah, they can say it. This is a medical website.
Yeah, this is WebMD, motherfucker. We don't have porn ads on the side of our site.
Oh, I guess I'm not on a government website. There's totally porn ads. And it's a one where it's...
Oh, there's totally porn here.
There's porn
Watch
everywhere.
this, boner that won't go away. Get a nurse to help.
I thought you said get a nurse from hell. And I was like, I would click on that.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Demon nurses jerking me off to get my eternity boner gone? That sounds great.
Oh, my God. No, the ad is actually one of those where it shows you those like disgustingly tiny penises that make you feel weird. And it's the worst because your dick's in your hand. You're like trying to look away, but you keep glancing over. Because it'll be like...
Yeah, but you're like, does my dick look like that?
And it doesn't, because like these are like the ones where you're like, is that even real? Like, what is this? It's just like a little bump and there's a bunch of hair around it. But then they fuck with you because then they play like, oh, and then they show you a big dick and then they show you the dick pleasuring many women. So then you glance over at that and you're like, that's nice. And then it's like, flashback to tiny weird dick. And you're like, no, stop. I'm touching mine. I don't want to be reminded that this is a possibility.
I don't want to be reminded that basically I think everybody has a bigger dick than me.
Okay, I got past the porn ads and I found, I think, what's going to figure it out right here. It says, how much force is necessary to cause injuries in shaken baby syndrome / abusive head trauma? How many times do you...
Wow, those are all the technical words that we would have never thought of.
Right. How many times do you have to shake an infant or young child to cause damage? All right, I feel like hopefully this gives us exactly what we want. The injuries seen in cases of shaken baby syndrome are caused by violent shaking and, in some cases, impact. This is due to the rapid and repeated acceleration and deceleration of the victim's head whipping back and forth and side to side. Shaking injuries are not caused by casual or accidental handling of children. Shaking injuries require massive, violent force. One shake is all it takes to cause traumatic brain injuries in an infant.
Whoa.
I didn't want to laugh.
That's
I didn't want to laugh through the last part, but that should be what you shouldn't have a fucking magnetic banner on your car that just says shaken baby syndrome because it's confusing. You should have some sort of.
Are you advocating for it?
Yeah, I don't know now. You should have that fucking slogan. One shake is all it takes. That's like, you know what I mean? Who do I got to get in touch with in their marketing department? How did you pass up on that? Every brand wants a fun little rhyme, a compact little rhyme that sticks with you. Like, Jesus Christ, one shake is all it takes. This should be on billboards. I'm going to take out billboards. Now I'm going to become
This should be on t-shirts.
I'm going to become pro anti-shaken baby syndrome. My title is confusing, but what's not confusing? One shake is all it takes. Listen. What's confusing is I used a picture of a mother drinking a milkshake. So now people are like, I don't know. One shake? I guess I could go for a milkshake. It's been a while. You kind of forget, and then once you get them, they're good. Unless it's like the Coke machine issue where you want a vanilla milkshake, but they clearly just poured a chocolate one. So it's like chocolate residue. And don't get me started if strawberries involved. And I'm like, no! It's about babies! It's about babies.
Not the little babies.
So yeah, I don't know. It feels like that statement I just read kind of is like back and forth because it says shaking injuries require massive violent force, but then it also says one shake is all it takes. So I don't know. I would say, based off my recent medical degree, because I read one article, I think you could bounce a baby on your knee.
Okay, so I could bounce a baby on my knee, but do not violently like shake it. Not even once.
Yeah, not even once. Like the
not
meth,
even once.
Like the meth thing, not even once. And
not even once.
I would like to, when you eventually have children in 23 years, and if you do this and it does turn out unpleasant, I don't want to be held liable for this. So I'm just saying that right now in a public format. If you end up shaking your baby, I had nothing to do with it. Little to nothing.
I would I would never shake a baby. I'll shake a dog. I'll shake a dog really hard and push it around on its back legs like a vacuum cleaner, but I'll never shake a baby.
I don't know if you should say you'll shake a dog. It's gonna, you know what
I'll
I mean?
shake a dog.
Okay, you gotta calm down. You can't say that. People love dogs. They hate babies.
Okay,
People
but would you
fucking
rather I
hate
shake a
babies.
dog or shake a baby?
I gotta meet the dog and the baby. I gotta interview him. I don't know.
It's a bad dog. It bit a baby.
Well, that sounds like a really cool dog.
It's not a cool dog. You think the dog is cool, but then you catch him doing meth behind your back.
Well, that's still cool.
That's not cool.
I mean,
not even once.
That's what we all say, but we know like meth is really charming.
Yeah, we all know that it's not really that scary because like it seems really scary because everyone makes it scary, and then you try it and you're like, this isn't that bad, and that's what's really scary about meth.
Yeah, you try it and you're like, I can taste color now.
You try it and you're like, I can stay awake for days. I have every idea.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what you want, right? We're all sick of sleeping. We're all sick of not having all the ideas. And we're sick of babies, I think, or something. It's confusing. We've taken a lot of hard stances on here, and I want to reiterate, it's because...
Don't shake your baby.
Yeah.
Because you smoked a bunch of meth and stayed up for 3 days watching Bad News Bears.
Well, yeah, I mean... That sounds like textbook shaken baby syndrome. Like meth addict watching a very confusing film over and over.
Repeatedly. Because he doesn't know how to work the Netflix option on his remote.
So he just fucking watches a movie on repeat because you can't figure out how to get to the main menu. That's an insane thing to do. That might be one of the craziest things I've ever heard of. Can't figure out how to get back to the main screen, so I just watch it forever now. This is my life. Wish I would have picked a different movie.
Wish I would have picked a different movie that wasn't Bad News Bears, but here I am, and my baby won't stop crying.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but if I was presented with those facts of a man losing his sanity because he can't stop watching Bad News Bears because he doesn't understand modern technology, and he ends up shaking a baby. I mean, maybe we blame the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to know. You can't blame the movie. I think a normal man could watch Bad News Bears for
Is
three
Bad
days
News
straight
Bears?
without shaking a baby.
Is it the movie about the fucking baseball, like the kid baseball team? Is that
Oh
what?
yeah,
Okay. I was like, I only know the name, and I know I've watched the movie, and that's about it. Like I know it's about, um, yeah, like a baseball team. Wasn't it remade though?
because I feel like they did because I'm talking about the original Bad News Bears, not like the 2005 version.
Right. I don't think I ever seen the original one. I'm aware of its existence, but I definitely watched the remake, and that's what's in my mind. So fuck you, buddy. I got the shitty, probably remake.
Well, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I will say that the original Bad News Bears, watch that for 3 days. Remake might make you shake a baby. We can't say that.
Yeah, I mean it's you don't know, but yeah, I
We haven't done the field research.
I remember like yeah, the fact that it's a movie that I only vaguely even know the plot of, and I definitely watched it, speaks volumes. Because I feel like if I have to watch a movie on repeat constantly, I feel like I'd rather have like a movie that sucks on repeat than just your run of the middle of the road random movie that you can kind of remember, but it doesn't matter because it's probably never even going to come up again. You know what I mean? I feel like that
Right.
will drive me crazier faster than a movie that sucks that I can eventually like laugh at and be like, yeah, this is ridiculous. Look at how
Yeah,
ridiculous
because
this
if it's
is.
because if exactly, yeah, because if it's a movie that sucks, you can at least find humor in it. You know.
Right. The remake of Bad News Bears, I don't know because yeah, I don't remember anything about it except there's a sports team for children. And you could really tell me
If I,
anything. You could be like, yeah, the coach molested them in a shed. It's a gritty movie about sexual predators in sports for young kids. And I'd be like, probably. I don't remember, but I know I seen it and it sounds plausible.
it's entirely plausible.
That's what we
Maybe.
should do. Is we buy the rights. They have to be cheap at this point. We make another reboot and we just completely flip the script. Make it real fucking dark. Just
Make it
fucking
like a real Christopher Nolan, like dark, gritty, edge of your seat Kino fest.
yeah, just fucking. I mean, it's very well done. Everyone's like, it's an amazing movie, but I don't think I could ever watch it again. It was very disturbing. They basically just implied that the baseball team was a bunch of babies, which logistically doesn't even work. And then
There was a scene in the beginning where they made all the babies smoke cigars covered in shake and bake to see if they were real boss babies, as they put it. And it made me throw up in my mouth a little bit, if I can be 100% honest with you.
and I know we've come a long way with CGI and special effects, but there's a huge part of me that thinks they actually made those babies smoke those cigars because it was clear that grown adults were holding the cigars to the baby's mouths and like really trying to get them to. I mean, I don't even know if you can teach a baby to smoke, but they would like pat them on the back firmly so that the babies would inhale the cigars. It didn't seem fake. I've actually reached out.
They put big giant fans in front of the babies' faces to make sure that they were really inhaling the smoke. Because like when you like standing in the wind and the wind catches your cigarette and you like inhale it at the same time, and it's like a big inhale of cigarette, that you
Yeah.
weren't expecting. Yeah, they're doing that. It's like how they voice feed. How they force feed geese to make foie gras.
Jesus.
Say that 5 times fast. Holy shit.
Force feed geese to create foie. I never know how to say that last part anyway. Foie
Foie
gras.
foie gras.
Foie gras. 40 minutes of us
Foie
trying to
gras.
say
Foie
foie
gras.
gras. Foie gras.
Some foie.
Excuse me, waiter. Can I get a water, a appetizer of baked ravioli, and then your finest frog glaze?
Can I get your finest fragrance, please? What? Your fragrance.
my
Your frog rose.
my beautiful date will have the frog rons, and I point at a woman on a date at a different table, and I wink at her, and I say, "You got options, baby. You want to eat the fucking cheap chicken that guy got you, or the furgers?"
I order. I'm like, baby, I got this. Hold on, and I order the entire menu in exquisite, perfect Italian, and then at the end, I go, and
The phone just cut out, which made that all honestly better to me. Oh fuck. What a moment to leave. Maybe that's what he was doing. It was like, I'll have and then we never hear from him again. And he might be hearing me and being like, hello? Hello? But we can't hear him. So you hate when it constantly happens nowadays. This is why we're supposed to be together. This is why 150 was supposed to be us in person. So we don't have to deal with wondering if Slim's dead or not. He hung up, so that's some sort of sign. Let's try him. Look at it, people. Live. This is how it goes. I can't wait to edit this out. God damn it. Motherfucker.
Hello?
Hello.
What happened?
I think my internet cut out for some reason.
Interesting.
Yeah, which is perfect, and the moment is so far gone, it's almost unbelievable. But you were saying that you were at the fancy date and you read the entire menu flawlessly, and then you said, and then it cut out. It was almost like it was meant to happen because I was on the edge of my seat. We all
bullshit.
Huh?
I said it was bullshit.
It was bullshit, and it was confusing. And then, yeah, I couldn't figure out what was going on. And then I realized, like, my internet was not working for some reason, so I had to restart it and sit here and wait. And now we're back, and it totally didn't fuck up the momentum or anything at all.
None, nothing, anything.
But anyway, yeah,
But what I was going to say.
Yeah, there you go.
Was I order our food in flawless Italian and then order a nice foie gras for the lady, and then she says, "Sir, this is a Denny's."
Yeah, that's of course. Yeah, I don't even know where you get that unspeakable thing at, but we have to try it sometime. I know you're not gonna do it, but I mean, if there's a time to break,
I might.
I mean, if you're gonna,
I mean, I don't want to, but like, how often do you get to try foie gras with your buddy?
Right. And I mean, especially when we keep ordering it in ridiculous ways and they're like, we don't know what you're ordering. We have what we think you're ordering, but you're not allowed to get it until you say it correctly. And you're like, I don't know if that's fair. Can you do that? And they're like, we can do whatever the fuck we want, sir. This is a Denny's. And you're like, okay, I guess everything's just a Denny's now. I've been out of the world for too long. I didn't realize everything's a Denny's now.
Can you guys make me some foie gras? Yeah, we'll just like put a burger in a blender or something. I don't know what that is.
No, you got to put it's like our recent discovery of the latest Jimmy Dean's breakfast sandwich, which is sausage, ham, and bacon. Just that. Fuck you. Try
Bought
Jimmy
from
Dean's.
3 different animals so you don't get a pig overload.
I don't know. I think it should just be called the pig overload. Jimmy Dean's pig overload
just
breakfast
the
sandwich.
pig overdose.
Pig
No,
overdose.
the pig overdose, and it has to have like Jimmy Dean like hanging out behind the shed with a hog, shooting up the hog in a commercial, like tying him off and shooting him up.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's dark, and then the pig's just like, like his eyes roll back in his head, and Jimmy Dean's like, "That's it, boy, chase that dragon." And then we're like, Jimmy Dean's pork overdose. We give the pigs heroin before we slaughter them.
Oh my God, that changes everything. And we were appalled at
It's a
just
delicious fucking sandwich.
Of course, we were appalled at just the regular version, which was just 3 types of pork meat, and now we find out that that's heroin pork meat, and it changes everything.
You find out that there's opiates in the pork meat that changes your life.
I just hope, for one, that when I purchased the pig overdose sandwich box of sandwiches in their individual little weird plastic things, that the instructions don't tell me to use the defrost setting on my microwave, because I refuse to change any settings. I'm just going to guess now. You've led me down this road where I have to guess, which might lead to me eating undercooked pork filled with heroin, and that's irresponsible. Stop giving
rampant with heroin.
Stop giving me fucking directions for food I need to microwave and being like, turn it down to half power and cook it for 30 seconds. And I'm like, I'm not great at math.
Why would I do that?
Yeah, do we even do that anymore? I feel like microwaves now are just like It is what it is, bitch. Put some numbers in, cook it. No one gives a fuck. It just
See,
figure it out.
it just cooks. Just eat it. Just eat it, you fucking moron.
Yeah, cook it till it's still cold in the middle, but give up because what else do you got going on? It's fine if you eat some warmed up mac and cheese and the middle is ice cold and the edge is scoldering.
See, I remember back in the day, my mom used to go to Sam's Club and get me the big box of Jimmy Dean sausage biscuits, like the little 2-for-packs, you know?
Right.
And those had some bullshit where it was like, cook it 50% power for 45 seconds and then full power for 2 minutes. And I was like, nope, just going to pop it in for 3 minutes. And it would just be like perfect in the middle, but it would have like this hard, crunchy ring around the edge of it constantly.
Yeah. I'm pretty
but somehow
sure.
for some reason, I really liked it like that, though. It was like having a crust on a pizza or something, you know?
I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, what I ate this morning is exactly what you're describing. And the box, which is big and inconvenient in your freezer, and then the instructions are printed on the bottom of the box when the top, like, opens in a specific way. So then I gotta flip the fucking box over, and I flip it over just to read that, yeah, I have to diminish my power. And I got to wrap it in a paper towel. So then eventually if you cook it too long, you have to actually like peel the paper towel off of the biscuit or whatever the fuck the actual bread thing is. And I'm like, there's got to be a better
if I can be honest, what's even the fucking point of a microwave? Like, why even have all those buttons on a microwave to do all that stupid shit? Like, why do you have the popcorn button if you're not supposed to use it for popcorn?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like, yeah, I have a microwave that's fairly new, and I've only ever used the numbers. And the best part of the microwave, and we can both admit, because we've gotten real drunk and expressed our love for the 30-second plus button. You know what I mean? Pop a couple 30 seconds.
The 30-second plus button's a lifesaver.
Yeah, we were drunk at someone's house, and I was heating up food, and we both were like, it was one of those times where we realized that we both really, really enjoy the 30-second button. Like more than like if I have to cook something for 2 minutes, I'll press the 30-second button 4 times, which is more buttons than you would have to push if you, well, maybe the same. So let's say whatever it would be that would be more, you know what I mean? I'll spend more time pressing the 30-second button because it's just easier and fun. There's something charming about it.
It's fun. Yeah, it's quirky. You have what other device do you have where you can just add 30? Like, imagine if you could just add like 30. I mean, that ain't practical. I was like, why? Imagine if you could add 30 seconds onto your oven, and I was like, that ain't practical. Why would I need to bake something for 30 more seconds?
Yeah, you know that make or break time frame of 30 seconds. Maybe you're making a souffle or something that, you know what I mean?
But what is the make or break time on an oven then? Because like, what would be the button for so 30 seconds is the button on a microwave. What's the button on an oven? Because sometimes 5 minutes is too much.
Well, yeah, and you also like, the microwave, it's like you tell it. I really never thought I'd have to explain how a microwave works to get to my point, but you tell it X amount of time and then it turns itself off. The oven, it's just always on until you turn it off. You know what I mean? Even if you set a kitchen timer, it's just a timer. It doesn't turn your oven off. So I don't know what the hell we're talking about at this point. But let's not forget that the 30-second button is like a good friend that has your back. Because you fucked up. You're like, oh, I think this is going to take 2 minutes. But it's not. Maybe it's 2:30. Maybe it's 3. You pop a couple 30 seconds. That guy's just there for you. You know what I mean? We don't appreciate.
And you know what? I'm going to be honest. I think if you do 30-second intervals, it makes your food better because the microwave is like, thank you for using my function. I'm going to make your food a little bit better. Your Hot Pocket isn't going to burn your lips when you bite into it.
Right. And I feel like 30 seconds is like the perfect increment for most things that you put in the microwave. You know what I mean? Sometimes it just takes 30 more seconds. Like literally that's all you need. It's just a little boost. You know what I mean? 15 seconds wouldn't work. 45 seconds would have completely ruined my microwave souffle, which you know I'm into. I'm into making souffles, but I want it done quick and shitty, so I make them in the microwave. Like when people cook eggs in the microwave and you're like, why? There's other ways to do this. But I like that 30-second button. I make a chocolate souffle. I throw it in the microwave. I just cram that 30-second button a couple times. And then I have a pile of mush that I eat by myself.
That's warm and salty. And that's what really, if we're going to be honest, that's what I'm looking for anyway.
Yeah, I mean.
A warm, salty pile of mush that makes me feel good.
I don't know why my souffle is so salty. But I also don't know what a souffle is. It's just a fun word.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've ever had a souffle. I'm aware of what it is. I'm aware of souffles, but I don't think I've ever had a souffle.
I don't think we get to have souffle. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we're going to get to have frogries because we're just these type of people. You know what I mean? We were bred to be shit.
Like, yeah, we're not allowed into the restaurants where they have these things.
No, far from it. And even if we were at someone's house, someone who loves and cares about us, and they had made souffles, I think they would, grab us, turn around and be like, hey, I hate to do this in front of you, but I'm sure you're aware you don't get to eat souffle. And I would be like, thank you. I understand because I just peed in your front yard when I got here and I don't deserve a souffle. You're right. I know I'm this person and I've come to terms
it hurts, but like I understand,
It's fine. I just pretend that I don't want souffles. And I make a big deal about it while everyone else is eating it. I'm like, that's great. And enjoy your souffle. I'm not even much of a dessert guy or whatever the fuck this is about. I'm more like, yeah, I'm on a diet, you know what I mean? Trying to better my life.
Can't a souffle be like a savory thing too, though?
I don't think so, but I don't know. What are you thinking, like a pork souffle? It's just a pig.
I wasn't thinking like a pork souffle. I just thought it would like taste more savory. I didn't think it necessarily had to have meat in it.
No, it's a pork souffle. You put a candle in a hole in a pig's back. Pork souffle. Perfect. Put in the microwave. 30 seconds. Big microwave. Pig microwave. Big
huge,
microwave.
Like how big?
Big microwave. Big
okay,
microwave.
keep going.
Big. I want to make sure that you are hearing. I'm saying big, not big. You got me? Because I'm picturing a microwave that you put a pig into. And it just cooks the fucker.
The whole fucking pig.
Yeah, imagine a microwave that's big enough for a pig to be placed into sideways. You know what I mean? Not long ways, like
a
live
pig.
I mean, that's up to the consumer, baby. We're just in the we're in
providing the cooking ware.
Yeah, we're in consumer electronics, and it is a pig microwave. Not big microwave, but boy, is it big. That's the slogan. It's so confusing. Big letters.
It's a big pig microwave. So it's a big microwave? No, it's a pig microwave.
Yeah.
It's a pig microwave? Yeah, but it's big.
Yeah, big letters up top. Pig microwave. Underneath. Not big, but boy, is it big.
It's a B, but it also has a long line down the left side to make it look like there could be a P there. And then BP microwave. And you're like, what the fuck is this product?
Yeah, it gets the people interested. And then you get it home and you put it, I don't fucking know where. Again, it is a big microwave. And then you get a whole hog from somewhere, which also seems difficult. But you're the fucker who bought the
because
thing.
Like, it's got to be so heavy to carry.
Oh, yeah. Everything's heavy. This microwave you cannot mount under a cabinet because the cabinets will be torn out of the wall and ceiling almost immediately. But it'll be that thing where you put that last bolt in and then it falls. And you're like, the weight was there before. It was hanging just fine. And then I put one last bolt in it and it completely ruined my kitchen. And we're like, yep, baby, that's the pig microwave. Not big microwave, but boy, is it big.
That's the selling point. It's a pig microwave, but boy, is it big.
And like, you can totally like throw other stuff like regular microwave stuff in it. That's what the manual says. You can totally throw other regular microwave stuff in it. And you can, you can put a lot of shit in it. But the main feature is that you can put a full pig in there, sideways again, not long ways. It's not a tunnel. It's not weird. And then you just, I don't know, press the 30-second button like 406 times. And I don't know how long it would take to microwave.
Voila. Pig.
Voila. All the parts of the pig. Yeah, now you don't have to settle for Jimmy Dean's pork overdose because it's filled with heroin. You can get your own
heroin.
pig.
We found out way after we made and did the commercial for them, which sucks because I think everybody knows that I would never endorse a pig product filled with heroin if I knew about it first.
I gotta say, part of me always knew something was going on. I don't know if it
Part of me
was.
always knew because of how I felt after I ate the sandwiches. I always felt real sleepy and lethargic and addicted, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if it was eating the sandwich or just knowing like Jimmy Dean's business practices or watching Jimmy Dean himself brought back from the grave to shoot a pig full of heroin. But something made me
Mm.
feel like something was off. And that's why we had to turn around and create the pig microwave. Not big microwave, but baby, is it big. And then you can put your own heroin in it. You know what I mean? People have different tolerances. You don't want to get fucking ripped off and you don't want to overdose on a pig sandwich. So you get this thing. And I mean, we got, what do we got? You microwave it, you got fucking ribs, right? You got fucking pork chops. We got fucking pork rinds if you cook it long enough. Like it's endless. You know what I mean? Ham, just ham, just ham. Pork shoulder. I don't know what that is, but you can do stuff with it. You know what I mean? You got the whole thing. Pig head for Halloween. You put on your head, answer the door, scare the children forever. There's so many options with the pig microwave. Not a big microwave, but boy is it big.
It's not a big microwave, but boy, it's larger than what you're thinking. Like I know what you're thinking right now, and it is way bigger than that.
Yeah, I
So why
would.
don't you just call it the Big Pig Microwave? Just read the fucking sign. God damn it! It's like we come to these meetings and nobody does anything.
Yeah, we made the billboard. I don't know what people's questions are. It's very self-explanatory. Pig microwave, not big microwave, but boy is it big. I've tattooed it on my body. I believe
I
in.
tattooed it all over my body so you could read it because apparently you had such a hard time understanding it.
I believe in this company's mission statement more than I believe in shaken baby syndrome, which I've recently been informed upon, and I do believe that it can happen, and it only takes one shake or maybe Slim's spastic knee to murder a child. That's how I feel about this company. Thank you. Pig microwave, not big microwave, but boy is it big. All right, we got some submissions to get into. And the first one requires me to send you a photo, okay?
Okay.
And it most likely will not be shit. Oh, I also realized I texted you back when we had that little snafu, and I didn't send it. So, sorry about that.
Okay.
All
I
right.
just figured that you got so mad at how good my joke was going to be and you had to abandon the show.
Yeah, I didn't want to know what you were going to say. You might have said something crazy. It's hard to tell. You're unpredictable and unreliable. All right, did you get the photo?
Yeah.
All right, so the submission is from Shitbrick, and the email is takingitrectally@gaping.com.
Okay.
I'll read it before we explain what it is. There's a photo attached, which is nice because almost never we get submissions with photos, which is weird because you think it would be like the main thing people do. Anyway, it says, sitting here the other night, a little bit drunk, I noticed something that can't be unseen. Drama looks a little bit like good old Mr. Gilbert Gottfried. And there's a picture of Gilbert Gottfried looking like himself, which is disgusted or something smells. Although it's also clear that he's like speaking into a microphone, which everyone must have hated. Do you agree with
Mm-hmm.
this submission? Do you think I look like Gilbert Gottfried?
I don't think you look like Gilbert Gottfried. I think you. See, this is what's hard though, because I've known you for so long.
Like I can see it.
No,
I can see where they're coming from. I don't
I
think
could
like
see him being like your uncle or something like that, but I don't think you look like him.
right. I can see resemblance. I understand it. Just like didn't someone submit that I look like who the fuck was it?
A foreskin?
What?
Someone said a foreskin? They said you look like a foreskin?
I don't even know what that means. I'm not even offended. I'd have to see. I don't have a foreskin, and
The foreskin of a penis?
I know I don't have foreskin, and my fucking family made me get rid of my jar collection of them. So sorry, it's
Oh.
been a minute since I've gotten a good look at a foreskin. I'll have to run outside and beg someone to show me their uncircumcised dick, I guess. But
I'll have to run outside and beg.
Somebody help me. I gotta look at an uncircumcised dick now.
Somebody, please show me your uncircumcised cock. Just a bunch of weird men start running. Oh, none of you.
No, yeah, show me a good one. Someone said I look like one, and I'm trying to.
A nice one that's not bigger than 4 inches. Everyone just runs away.
Yeah.
Really?
Show me a nice one so I can feel good about myself. Maybe I do look like a foreskin. Maybe I've only seen bad foreskins. Maybe they didn't let me keep my foreskin when they cut it off at the tender age of 27.
Because it looked so good.
Yeah, they were like, you don't deserve
They
this.
were like, his dick's going to be too handsome. He can't have it.
Yeah, I've been told I have a handsome dick. But I've also been told...
I've been told that you don't deserve a handsome dick.
I've been told that a lot too. But I've also been told that I look like Gilbert Gottfried, so I don't know. And there was someone else. I want to say Pitbull. Was it Pitbull? It was someone like that wore like a hat.
I don't know how on earth you look like Pitbull.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I don't think it's Pitbull, but someone had like said it before. It's like someone like that, but I think the main thing is that they wear a hat. And I feel like they were also like Mexican. I feel like I'm always like compared to like different ethnicities, and it's weird to me. Because what is Gilbert Gottfried? Just weird looking?
I mean, he's Jewish.
Well, yeah. Really? Yeah, I don't...
No. Yeah, fun fact. Did you know that? Wombats are the only animal with square-shaped scat, and Gilbert Gottfried is Jewish.
Ouch. Yeah, I can see the resemblance. I'm not pumped if I had to be compared to anyone. One of my least favorite people to be compared to in any manner is Gilbert Gottfried. But
yeah, no one wants to be compared to him.
No. And we'll save everyone the pain of us doing our Gilbert Gottfried impressions, only because we haven't refined them yet. But we are working.
And only because
endlessly.
we don't want the phones to blow out.
Yeah, we have to do it when we're in person, and we will be practicing every single day until it's possible. There's a, I don't know if I have it anymore, but like one of my favorite things, especially like years ago, would be finding like stock images that make no sense. You know what I mean? Like there's so many stock images for like any scenario, even scenarios that I don't like believe even ever would happen in real life. Like there's specifically one I always think of when I try to explain this to people. It's like 3 stock images together, and it's a man and like a young guy, probably like 20s, older woman kissing by the pool. She's in a wheelchair. Then the next one, he's pushing her in the pool out of her wheelchair. And the third one, she's in the pool, like looks maybe dead, and he's standing at the pool with the wheelchair. So someone one day commissioned this, or just made this in the thought of like, this will definitely be bought at some point, this stock photo of a man maybe murdering his lover in a pool. And it's so there's shit like that when you look through them where you're like, how the fuck is this even a thing? And specifically one day I found one that's a man, and he's like in like dress pants, button up shirt, tie. He's holding a corn dog out and looking weird at it, like disgusted or confused at the presence of a corn dog. And I feel like this man looks a lot like me. Like in the future, I don't know. It's I don't even know if
I need to see this picture then, because this has been set up so elaborately.
Yeah, it looks like I don't know, like an older version of me. You know what I mean? Like me in maybe 20 years. And yeah, it's just him looking at a corn dog confused. And I don't know how I found it. I just randomly came across it. And it's one of those things where you look at it and you're like, that looks like me. Is this me? Is this me in the future? I went to the future, or I came back to the, like, how does this work? I don't know how time travel works, but the main thing is I spent my time to be photographed looking at a corn dog for a stock images thing. So I don't know.
I don't recall being in the future and looking at corn dogs for stock images, but you know, the camera doesn't lie.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely not, it's not like where it's like a picture of me and I'm like, oh my God, that's just actually a picture of me. It's like different, but I mean,
turns out the photo doesn't exist. You were just drunk as fuck. It is just a picture of you looking at a corn dog in a cornfield.
It's not even a picture of me looking at a corn dog. It was one night when I was drunk and I just looked at a corn dog and I was like, oh,
and you're just remembering it in your mind as a photograph for some reason?
Yeah, a photo that I looked at on my computer and I was like, this person looks close to me, but not the same. Have you ever been
Looks
so drunk that you can?
suspiciously like a photograph.
Have you ever been so drunk that you confuse a real life event that you did by yourself as a photograph that you looked at?
Have you ever been so drunk that you just started screaming the lyrics to Photograph by Nickelback while thinking that everything in your life is just a photograph because you think memories are photographs for some reason because you're a fucking idiot?
Have you ever been so drunk that you just listened to the song Photograph by who's that by?
Nickelback.
Photograph. No, I'm talking about the other photograph. Photograph. I don't want your photograph. I don't need your photograph. Na, na, do, 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 do. You know what I'm talking about? Because
No.
I sang that flawlessly, so there's no room for I don't know. I think I might know it. Like that's how it sounds. I'm gonna Google it because I have to know now. I feel like it's I want to say like Europe or one of those bands. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Photograph. I don't want your. Oh, it's Def Leppard. I was
Photographed by Def Leppard.
yeah. Listen to it in your free time. It's not a great song. It's just where mine goes
It's not a
to.
great song. It's not a song that I'd recommend you listen to all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you should know it. It's one of the more important parts of history in my mind is the song Photograph by Def Leppard, but to each their own. But that's what I mean. We're different people. You hear Photograph song, you think of fucking Nickelback. I hear Photograph song, I think of who the fuck does that Photograph song, and then I have to Google it and it's Def Leppard. So, you never know. Life's crazy. Anyway, the other submission comes from Daddy-O, and the email is deadbeatdad@beatdead.com. Wow, that was nice. I appreciate that. It says, "Hey, drama." You'd love to hear it. You've told a lot of good stories about drinking, and as funny as your trip to the Cursed Strip Club in Minneapolis is, my favorite is the time you got ready to puke in a toilet after a night of heavy drinking, and I think a concussion, and some other guy came into the bathroom and got on the floor next to you, looked you in your eyes, and said, "You ready?" before violently vomiting into said toilet until you pushed him out of the way and vomited yourself. You guys were just pushing each other out of the way to vomit back and forth over and over. And I just wanted to let you know that the story is one of my favorites, and I think about it and chuckle every couple months. It's just the visual I have is a bathroom that is way too small and two grown men pushing each other harder than they probably realize and just going back and forth. Hilarious. Glad you didn't die, and I hope you don't abuse your power. And then it says, "Don't worry, Slim. I love you too. The story of you and your buddy staring at a pizzazz, tapping it every 20 seconds was fucking hilarious because I imagine two big drunk idiots complaining that a pizza wasn't cooked in 45 seconds because you two are too drunk to know what time is. Anyways, love the podcast. Can't wait until y'all are back in the dungeon with the sweet, sweet monitor back from the grave." Thank you. Those are two real fun, wild stories. I always forget about the one I did with the puking, because for some reason I remember something else more significant from that night. Maybe the concussion. I don't think I remember a concussion. Can you remember a concussion?
You can't remember a concussion. That's not how they work.
Right. I remember everybody making a big deal about it. Oh yeah, I always think of, and I feel like I don't remember what I told about that night on the original story because there's a lot of details to it. But one of my favorite things is when we showed up to the party, which it was a Halloween party, and we were dressed like zombies, which makes it even better. I have photos of that. Maybe I can find it of me double fisting after getting a concussion because I'll just drink through it. Is what I told everybody.
What you got to do?
We got there and met the dude who was throwing the party, who I didn't know, but a friend of mine did. And there was like 8 of us total coming to this party. And he was like, "Yeah, there's like no rules. Whatever you want to do, just, yeah, like no smoking inside. And please don't spill anything on my carpet," because it was in the basement and it was white carpet. And I don't know, I've seen this a million times where someone throws a party and has a white carpet and you're just like, I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know what you thought was going to happen here. But it was probably like 15 minutes into it, I spilled an entire cup of like rum and coke on a white carpet. And I just left it there because I didn't want people to know it was me.
Yeah, if I had a nickel for every time I've done some shit like that.
Yeah, so that
And
was
then someone probably finds it months later, and they're like, "Who the fuck?"
I mean, I feel like he found it the next day, and I think I spilled other drinks. Like, yeah, I don't know, like I said, how he thought that was going to work out. But yeah, it was one of those things where you're like, I broke the main rule. Like, as soon as I got here, I'm going to fucking ruin everything. And then they never found out. But yeah, I did get a concussion, and I had to vomit. And yeah, I hope the man that I vomited with is doing well. I knew his girlfriend at the time, but I think she moved to Japan. So who the hell knows? And in my head, which I would love to verify it, but I don't know at this point how you verify the man you threw up with fucking 7 years ago. But he looked like Jesus in my mind. And I don't know if I've just created that because he was godlike in the moment or if he actually
I
looked
think
like
he was.
Jesus. I mean, it was nice. It was beautiful. I don't think the
I
pushing
mean,
was.
nobody knows what Jesus looked like.
That's true. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I'll say this guy was Jesus because he helped me vomit because I was trying not to. And then he came in and yeah, looked at me and said, "You ready?" Did it. And then the worst thing is like trying to hold your vomit while you wait for another man to vomit in the toilet, and then pushing him out of the way, and then puking and puking on each other's puke, and really just enjoying. And then my buddy walked in and just goes, "Jesus Christ, what the fuck?" and walked out. It was a good time.
As you should do.